Hi everyone out there. How are you doing? Hope your week has been fantastic and hope you're having a good weekend already. Alright, so today I'm going to be teaching the topic the square root of decimals. We have had lessons on square root of whole numbers. We have had lessons on square root of fractions, and today we'll be having lessons on square root of decimals. So how do we find the square root of decimals? Remember, decimals are numbers that have decimal points, whole number, and decimal fraction. The square root of a number is that number which, when multiplied by itself, will give you the question. The square root of a number is that number which, when multiplied by itself, will give you back the question. This is what we mean. The square root of 1 is 1 because 1 times 1 is 1. The square root of 4 is 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. So how do you find the square root of decimals? How do you find the square root of decimals? All you need to do first is to change the given decimal to fraction. Here we have the square root of 0.25. So you are going to change 0.25 to fraction. Now 0.25 has two decimal places. It means the denominator will be 100. Because it has two decimal places, we are going to use the power of 10 that has two zeros, and that is 100. And then you put the numerator 0.25. Of course, you know that 0 behind a significant number is not useful, so we can trash it off. So we are left with 25 over 100. So you then split your fraction. Then you find the square root of the numerator over the square root of the denominator. So the square root of the numerator is 5, and the square root of the denominator is 10. Now, because our question was given to us as in decimal, we're also going to leave our answer in decimal. So you can take this backward one time, or it has 1 0, and your answer will be 0.5. Okay, so let's take example 2. The first thing you need to do is to change it to fraction. Now 1.69 has two decimal places, so the denominator is 100 and the numerator is 169. So unlike the numerator we have here, which is 0, we could trash it off because it's insignificant. But here 1 is a significant figure, we can't trash that off. So now we can then split the numerator from the denominator. So we have square root of 169, square root of 100. The square root of 169 is 13. The square root of 100 is 10. Yeah, the square root of 169 is 13 because 13 times 13 will give you 169. And so the square root of 169 is 13. So now, because our question was given in decimal, we also need to have the answer, the final answer back in decimal. So this has 1 0. It means we are moving just one time, one decimal place, and that is 1.3 as the final answer. It's a very easy task to do. All you need to do is to first of all have a proper knowledge on how to find the square root of numbers, and I've had lessons on that, how to find the square root of whole numbers. That's where this lesson began. So you need to have a proper knowledge, and when you are given decimal, you change your decimal to fraction. So a lesson on how to find the square root of fractions. Yes, by splitting the numerator from the denominator. So you find the square root of the numerator, find the square root of the denominator. The only difference here we are making this day is that for decimal, you change it to fraction first, and when you are done, before you wrap up, you change your answer back to decimal. So that will become the solution to the problem. So I'm going to draw the curtain here. This is just what I wanted to teach out to you to complete the task on square root of numbers. So before we go to a new lesson, I wanted to have a good digestion of this, assimilate this, get a proper comprehension. No, go back over it, watch again, and give yourself exercises. Yes, and as you go ahead to track and to solve some exercises in your textbook, you found a difficulty, do well to drop that difficulty as a comment on the comment section, and trust me, it will be responded to. Yes, just so you know that you can do it. You have all it takes to do it. Stay positive, stay strong, and believe in yourself, and then mostly believe in God, because with God all things are possible. Bye, friends.